At the risk of Hyphy's nose being any more brown, I just want to say that I want to thank you, Godric, because this is 15 straight sessions in a row without anything preventing you from DMing us, and I say that's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. And you guys made this all possible also. This is our 15th adventure. Welcome to the Five Families, D&D E5 edition. Happening Sunday. And first I want to award 700 experience points for the last adventure for every character. Go ahead and write that down now and tell me if anybody raises in level.
My last count I had 1600, so that's plus 700.
Yeah. I think third level is, I think fourth level is 2700, is that right?
That's correct. So I'm
Okay.
at 23.
Quillis levels up then.
Cool.
Okay, so if you level up, I want you to carry over any XP so that way you don't lose any XP, right?
Yeah.
So, Quillis, congratulations. So you're fourth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want to roll hit points now for us?
So hit points are
D6. Now, did you lose a con for your?
I did.
Did that lower your
so
hit points?
instead of +3, it's +2 now. Check which die.
You can raise your stat, right? This is fourth level. You get a stat increase.
Can I increase the stat before I roll?
Doesn't matter because the plus or minus just goes with your con. If you,
I'll allow it.
Right.
All right. Because I had it planned out because it went down from the -1 and then I was going to add 1 back. So I'm back to 16 con and then I was going to add 1 to intelligence to make it an even 20.
Wow.
Yeah, when your stat goes down or up, your hit points adjust accordingly based on your level. So,
Okay,
Right.
that makes sense. So, yeah, back to base 17 con, but now 16. And then I rolled a 5. So 5 plus 3, that's 8 hit points added to 22. So I'm now 30 max hit points.
Nice. Fourth level wizard with 30 hit points.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And you get to choose 2 more spells. Have you had that planned out?
No, I was gonna look at the split real quick to see at 4th level I can cast 4 first level, 3 second level. Oh no, 4th level. Dumb. No, right. Yeah. Okay.
You get 2 more spells, as in to add to your spell book.
Right. I wanted to see if I could cast any 3rd levels to take those if I could.
That's
But
next
that's
level.
5th level. Yep. So I'm gonna take a minute for that and decide in the middle of the session if that's okay.
Yeah, and your to hit spells going to go to +7 with the 20 intelligence.
+7. Okay.
And your DC's going to 15. Right? You have 20 intelligence now?
Right. That's what it was from. Yes.
Bring your DC to 15 and your to hit spell +7. We have a dangerous wizard here. So watch out for you. Should start polymorphing my monsters into fluffy
Yan not going to make it today?
I guess not. So Quillis is the mage today. Also, Quillis, I noticed that you're the only person with only 2 skills, so why don't you choose a 3rd skill this session?
Okay.
That way you have a little more round.
Your background will also give you skills too.
Yeah, we got that covered. He just needs 1 more random, whatever he wants. So he's the go king, homebrew race from the Goat Peaks. Casting Majory. Okay, so I have Hyphy. Everybody add their 700?
Yes.
I have Hyphy, 4th level Druid, Gnome, Twigs, 4th level Human Druid, Quillis, 4th level Goat King Wizard, Emma, 4th level Barbarian, half orc, Tyryan, 3rd level Rogue, Drow, Elf. The NPCs, I think we're gonna pick one NPC today, Alcad, 6th level Human Wizard NPC. We have Matilda, 3rd level Alchemist Human NPC. Ray, 4th level Celestial Unicorn NPC. And why don't we start having you play one of these characters, either Matilda or Ray. That way it's less work for me. Which one would you like to play today?
Sure. I think it's up to you. I'm happy to play Ray.
Okay,
I'm
so
happy to play either.
I'll play Matilda. That's fine. Ray has nature, perception, and persuasion. And Matilda has luck and algebra. I'm also going to choose another skill from Matilda. Maybe deception.
Uh-oh. Great. An
She learned
8-year-old
some
with
things.
deception.
She learned some things from the Black Dragon, and it's coming off on her. You know, it's the people. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Okay, so that's done. So where we left off, situation was we had a mana core collecting a debt on Hubblefoot's loan of 7,500 with tax. With interest it was 8,250 gold, and you just pounced and beat up the mana core, I guess because he was a monster. Brought him back, took his components, took his teeth, his hair, claws, blood, and then you brought him back.
Did we get some teeth? I'd wanted to ask you that. I would definitely be
Yes.
scrounging around the ground looking for teeth in case we didn't get
Yes, you
any.
could put mana core teeth, mana core hair, claws, mana core spikes, all that.
Poor thing.
And because he was an NPC, I let him roll death saving throws, so you killed him and he came back, basically. But the situation is Hubblefoot is in debt to this moneylender, Castadadi, and he has an office in town, so you can go visit him. And the mana core will take you there. If you want to talk to him, maybe negotiate. Sound good?
Well,
Like it.
we just finished dealing with the trolls, right?
Right.
All right, so then the trolls happen, and you burnt those guys up to a crisp. Any questions on that?
Are you guys gonna take any like troll blood or flesh or whatever?
Spell components.
I think that they've been burnt up, but you can maybe get their not flesh or blood. But you can get their teeth,
Crispy.
or bones.
Extra
Get things
crispy.
that were left after the fire. Bones, troll teeth.
Is there a
Dust.
local alchemist where I can buy some healing potions?
Did you get your starting gold, by the way?
Let's see.
Tyryan?
Yes. My
Did
starting
everybody
gold.
Did everybody get their starting gold?
Yes.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
you still have
say
29 hit points. Sorry,
wait, what?
Tyrion. Do you still have 29 hit points?
Yeah, I maxed out. Well, I
Okay.
took 14 from.
Yeah, you're gonna get healed. So what's your total? What's your your?
I'm at 29 max.
Okay, thanks.
Let's see here.
Yeah, you guys get full rest, get your hit points back.
Tilda still has 18 hit points and Ray's 24. Is that correct? Alcad 24.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Alcad
All right.
24. Alcad has acquired the Testes Life Diamonds, so he has plus 32 hit points. So he's at
Temporary hit
56.
points.
The Testes Life Diamonds spell, third level spell. Each diamond gives you 2 more hit points, so he's at plus 32 hit points right now at 56.
You know, I actually don't have my starting gold and silver. I thought I did, but I don't.
Let's roll now a D100 for gold, D100 for silver. Do that now and let us know and write it down. We're able to come from
72 for the first roll.
that's gold.
So that's 720 gold.
No, that's 72.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying. All right.
That would have been a D1000, so let's not do that. That would have been 3 D10s. And then the silver also a D100.
73.
So
Okay.
that's your starting goal. I'm going to say the potion shop is closed today
Okay.
for religious services. But you have 29 hit points? I didn't have your hit points, right?
We have a lot of healing in our group because we have good berries. We've got 2 druids. We've got 2 healing potions.
Okay. Not a problem then.
So we got a long rest. I'm assuming that that Hobblefoot put us up in his rooms upstairs. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
You had full accommodations paid for by Hubblefoot at the Misty Foot Tavern, and you got full comp, food, room service, massage, hot bath. I think we talked about we just have 1 healing potion. But
We roll for good berries.
roll for good berries. But I think you have just 1 healing potion.
6.
Yeah, and I don't
Emma.
have it. I think Emma has it.
So Emma then has a healing and a haste,
Okay.
right, Emma?
Yes, Emma has healing and haste. Correct.
Okay, so that's the only healing potion you have because you used the other one.
But for the first time, I actually have 10 good berries. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
We have 16 total. That's 2 each.
Well, did you? Okay. All right. Cool.
You wanna
So
pass them out?
can we give them out fairly? Yeah.
Which is easy. 2
Let's
each.
see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 characters today. Want to do 2 each good berries?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Nice of you.
We're pretty nice.
I did pick up my spells. If we're at a break point from those.
What
The
new
good
spells
berries
do
and
you
stuff.
have in your spell book?
Continual flame and blindness deafness.
Continual flame is nice because it's basically a permanent torch.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna cover it when I'm not using it. But if we
you can like make your own little torch and cover it with a little sash.
Yeah, so it takes up ruby dust, which I'll have to find. But after it does that, it's forever.
Ruby dust is a strange component. Does that mean dust collected on top of a ruby? Or does that mean that the ruby is crushed into dust?
I think the way that they use it, it's crushed up ruby, because they have multiple dust things.
You can get that component now if you like.
Oh, then yeah.
Do you have your starting gold?
And then we got some gold at a different time, so I definitely should have enough if I can find it.
Do you have your starting gold though?
It's 50 gold pieces worth of ruby dust, which I don't. Yeah, I don't have enough, so I'm gonna have to save up for a bit.
Do you have your starting gold? What was it? Have you used that yet?
I don't think so, but we got gold at a different time. I don't remember exactly how much
We're gonna add your
starting we
starting
got.
goal now, so that way you can maybe buy a roll D100 for starting goal, and also D100 for a silver. Did you have a master, wizard, or wizardess? Did you talk about that? Your mistress that trained you, that sent you off into the world?
No, we haven't talked about that yet.
Okay, I'm gonna roll D6.
And I rolled a 50 and a 0 for one of them, and then a 50 and a 0, and then a 30 and a 0 on the D100. So 50 and 30.
Okay, 50 gold right there. You can use that.
Perfect.
Get your dust. And then you put 30 silver on your character. Done. Got the component. And now do you wanna get more of that? Because we have is it 800 diamond? 800 worth of diamond? Do you want to buy that now? Typing?
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to Quillis. Do we want to buy what now?
We can sell the diamond now and divide that evenly.
And split it up. I think that's the right thing to do, yes, because we don't know that.
Should we include Tyryan, though he came after?
Yes, I think so.
So it works out to 200 gold piece each.
Right. An additional?
Include Yan Yan too.
Yes. Right. Well, I guess he doesn't know that won't hurt him. Someone can
usually need money. Okay.
Somebody can give him the gold when you see him again. You visit the money changer, and he takes a small fee, and he exchanges your diamond for gold pieces, and you each get 200 gold pieces. Maybe the unicorn, maybe we're able to give her share to Yan Yan when he comes back. But that would be up to Ray to hype you.
Okay. And Quillis, you're still holding on to that 1,600. I'm kind of checking in with him to make sure he's still got that, because that's a lot of. And Quillis, didn't you say that you wouldn't need that much to for spell components? Do we want to sell some of that emerald also that you have? 1,600 is a lot of emerald.
Quite right. How many?
How much do you need for a while?
I would think enough to cast it, we could say 3 times to keep.
You want to crush the emerald? Is that what you want to do to get the dust?
We're gonna cut it so that I keep enough to cast it 3 times. And
let's roll a d6. Roll a d6.
Why wouldn't you just sell it and then buy emerald dust?
I think that's a better. Go ahead.
Because it's an ancient emerald, and you can't just buy ancient emeralds.
Oh, you need ancient emerald dust for your spell component?
Yes.
Ay.
Okay. All right. Well, then he should
So
keep
roll
it all.
D6.
If it's
Roll
a rare
D6.
thing.
Quillis, and tell me what you roll.
Maybe he needs to keep the whole thing.
So before I roll, if I cast the spell, will it take a fraction of the emerald off of the larger emerald?
So, because it's specifically emerald dust, right?
No, this one's specifically an emerald, like by itself.
You don't even know if it consumes the component when you cast.
It does. Yeah.
I think it does if it's written that way.
I'm
If
trying
it's not
to
written that way,
find
we
it.
can interpret it. You want to read it?
I'm trying to find it. I don't think it's in the Discord right now, so I'm looking through my email.
Emerald Flame is not in the Discord.
Right.
Emerald Flame is a 3rd level. It's a 2nd level cone spell. 30 feet cone. It delivers a 3d24 arcane damage, which is the 13th damage type. Few people already know about it, and I believe the component is dust from an ancient emerald.
Okay. Well,
Well,
maybe he just needs
you can also interpret that as the dust collected on top of an ancient emerald, and you take it off every so often.
Well, and isn't every emerald ancient? Didn't we decide that when we were talking about it? Because they're all compressed over time.
I think we have to roll. How do you make an emerald? Compressed over time?
It's the form of crystals, so it grows.
It grows.
Yeah,
That's
Crystals
good.
grow.
This one says, the one that you sent me in an email a while ago said the material component is an ancient emerald, which is used in the spells casting. Should I switch that to the dust?
Yeah, I think I upgraded that.
Okay.
What damage does that say?
3d8 and could be upcast for an extra d8.
Yeah, well, let's do this. What's the value of your emerald?
You said 1700, right?
1600.
Because that
What?
changed. Well,
How
1600.
much?
1600.
Okay, so roll a d6. This is how many components you get.
Oh, I rolled earlier and I got a 2.
Okay, plus 1 is 3. So we can cut it in half, and you can have 800 value emerald right
Okay.
now. Sorry.
If you've only got.
You'll have 3 castings for now.
Okay.
And then also an 800 gold piece emerald. So you basically cut it in half. Now, do you want to share that now, or just keep it for now? The 800.
I think you should keep it. I didn't realize it was going to consume so much. So, my vote is that he keep it.
Okay. We
Yeah,
can
that's
always
fine.
sell
Anybody
it
else?
later.
It's your emerald. You could do whatever you want with it.
Okay, so for now you have 3 components, and those are just small bits of emerald, and those are going to be used up. And then you have the large one for 800 gold pieces. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
So Alcad wasn't with us before. He stayed home, and now he's shown up. Is that?
No, he was fighting the trolls with you.
Okay.
Wasn't he there?
No, he stayed home, and then
it was Crow. It was Crow that was. I think it was Crow that stayed home.
Okay.
We're still inside the tavern, right? Or we're just outside the tavern?
You're inside the Misty Foot Tavern. You want to try something?
Yeah. Can I use this time to? Can I go ahead and cast my Find Familiar?
You can. Now, the rules have changed for Find Familiar. They made it sort of like a temporary familiar, not a permanent.
What's the duration?
Take a look. I like the permanent familiars for me, for my wizards. I don't like that they changed it.
You're the DM.
But go ahead.
They didn't give a duration when I was reading it. As far as the duration was instantaneous for casting, but they didn't say how long it lasts. Other than they were non-specific.
Finds familiar.
Page 240 in the player's handbook.
Yeah, thank you. They made it kind of.
I think before you had to roll, and now they let you pick. And I guess you can cast spells through it if it's within touch. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. Having a familiar cast a spell.
It says alternatively you can dismiss it forever. So I think it's permanent.
Yeah.
We just say it's indefinite. You want to roll random? Or you want to pick?
I'm perfectly fine with random.
Okay, I got.
Congratulations, you got a turtle.
You got a D12. Just don't get a seahorse, because you'll have to have a fish bowl for that. Roll a D12.
I'm hoping to get an owl.
Pick it.
He likes the chance of luck. Roll your familiar.
I'm rolling a d12, right?
Yeah.
4.
Frog or toad?
God, those are the worst.
Well, no, they're pretty small. They can survive out of water as long as they don't get eaten. I need
Frog
to
has
see there,
teeth and is amphibious, and toad is more desert-like, and they don't
Um,
have teeth.
I believe a frog can climb walls and squeeze through small areas.
Yes.
So we'll take a small frog.
A black warty frog hops up to you. And the value of this spell is you can actually close your eyes and see through the familiar's eyes. So you can send it in front of the party and have it search for you and have it go around corners and see what's around there if you take your turn to do that.
That's the plan.
Maybe set off some traps. And then I guess if he dies, we'll just cast another one.
Absolutely, that's exactly it.
Not really an intimate relationship, but I don't know, that's what they did.
As long as he's loyal.
He is loyal. Any questions on that?
How many hit points does this frog have? 1? Make a note of it.
When it's familiar, why don't you roll D4? Let's give it a D4 hit points.
I rolled a 2.
2 hit points. There you go. Two hit point frog familiar. Liking your spells already?
Well, we'll see when they come in handy. Depends on the situation. Haven't had a chance to use the other ones yet, fortunately.
Right away, you can start seeing through his eyes, and he has a different kind of vision. He can see different kind of colors, like psychedelic.
So,
And,
so the Tyrion, the dark elf, likes to show off his little picture of home, and that he carries around in his wallet. Looks in your background.
It's a high quality artist rendition of my homeland. Yes.
That's awesome. I like all the purples.
I've seen that picture before, and I actually I sort of based a Drow city around it, or took inspiration from, not like around it, but took a couple aspects of it, and it's cool.
It's pretty straightforward. Subterranean.
tell us the name of the city again.
This particular city that I'm from?
Yes.
Neriac.
Neriac. Nice. So I heard there's mind flayers down there and Smurf Nebulin and all kinds of dark creatures.
Other creatures that we have to deal with, sometimes they have the ability to change dimensions. Other times they have psionic abilities, so it's a very unforgiving place down there.
Where do you get your oxygen from down there?
Well, we have huge caverns, and all of them eventually need networks on the surface. And we also have underground plants, fauna, mushrooms that generate oxygen as well, much in the way that surface plants generate through photosynthesis. They're able to exchange gases with oxygen, carbon dioxide.
Makes sense.
I think Dro's lungs can probably breathe
Less.
what is it, methane gas, and survive on methane.
Yeah, plus they just require less oxygen than a human. But that being said, we're no longer there.
So I don't know, did Godric, before I came in, did you guys talk? Did you mention to everybody that I was going to DM an adventure in a couple weeks?
I want to pass off, not pass off. I want Bob to DM an adventure or two. He's
Okay.
going to take that on. So maybe like, maybe next week or the week after. Let me know.
Yeah, and hopefully I can get my son to come back and play Emma. We'll see.
There you go.
I'll bug him. And then it's basically going to be all everybody's same character.
Same characters, same campaign.
Same
That's fine.
campaign, same characters. It's the same campaign, right? We're gonna do the same
Yeah.
campaign. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, so the situation is Hobblefoot went into debt to a moneylender, and his time was up, and he thought the contract said 30 years, but it said due in 30 days. So they came to collect the money, and now he's on the hook for $82.50, and he's basically out of money, except for the few silver that he won from you playing darts, and he couldn't even finish his pool deck. The goblins quit because they ran out of money. He ran out of money to pay him, so he has like a half-made, he has a half done pool deck up there, second floor. But the other accommodations are nice. He has the rooms, the nice. It's like kind of like a hotel, room service, rooms, hot baths, beds. He charges just 1 gold piece a night. So he says, "Listen, guys, if you can solve this, we're willing to give you part of the business. Sure, we can come to an arrangement." And Manacor says, "Listen, we better go to meet Mr. Castadadi, but we better have something to pay him because, he's probably going to kill me."
Let's go.
Okay.
Well, it's still nighttime, isn't it? Or do
you
we
can do
rest till
something.
day?
You can do something before you go.
If you prefer traveling at night, we can travel at night.
You want to start out at night or afternoon or morning? You choose.
Or like just before the sun sets, so it doesn't affect our dark elf friend.
Yeah, pretty
Will I
much
have-
dusk.
Will I have time to get out? I can go by myself. It's not a big deal, but to pass out my basket of food and apples and pears and such, because those are just languishing in the basket. I don't know how hot it is out, but hopefully it wasn't midsummer and those are still usable. Because I wanted to do that before they have to be chucked.
Yeah, your food is still good. You don't see any poor people around. Maybe.
No, not poor people necessarily, but people who could take advantage of the food. If we head over to the older part of town, possibly that might have been a place to look.
You go towards the marketplace, and you see a beggar there on the ground. He has a little towel. He has like gray holy clothes that have holes in them. He's has a little copper cup there, and it's empty.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give him the whole basket, but I certainly will put a couple silver pieces in his cup, and I will hand him a little, if I have a cloth or whatever that I could wrap a couple of the sandwiches in, and some apples and some pears, and leave them for him. And I'll say, "Here you are, kind sir. Do you have any friends who might also benefit from this food?"
He looks at you strangely. He says, "You're giving this to me?"
Absolutely. Everybody deserves to eat. My goodness.
A tear comes down from his eye.
I'll give him a little smooch on the cheek if he seems amenable. If he starts to back up, then I won't.
He says, "You're my angel."
I
He takes the money, takes the food. He starts eating right away. He's like salivating. He's so hungry.
Perfect. Do you have any friends?
Your tattoo starts to glow. It is recharged.
I have
Who
a
else
whole
needs to
basket
charge their
full of food.
tattoos?
Is there any gambling in town?
There is. You want to make a wager?
Yeah, let's go gambling for some silver.
There's a gambling hall. You go in there and they have like a makeshift roulette table, like MacGyver. Basically, it's like a wheel, and it has different numbers on it. we can you can roll. I think the odds are 20 to 1. You can put pick 10 numbers, roll d20.
Okay.
So the best way to do this is decide how much money you want to bet, and then I'll roll where the die goes, and I'll trust you to pick some numbers, and then we can do if it rolls a 20, that's like the house. The house. No, actually, if it rolls a 1, that's the house. Okay, so you lose on the 1. But anything else, I'll either pay your bet or I'll take it if you pick the number.
We're gonna bet
So,
50 silver.
Okay, so give me. Why don't you can bet 5 numbers. Okay, 10 each.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's do this. Let's have you pick 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have you pick 5 numbers.
Out of a d20.
Yeah, just write them down. I'm gonna give you 3 rolls. And if you hit, you'll get 10 silver. And if you miss, your whole 50 silver is up to risk. But if you miss, then you'll get nothing. Basically, you basically have to. I have to hit your numbers in 3 rolls. If I hit your number, you'll get 20 gold. You can basically get. You can basically win 60.
For my 50. All right.
But that's not fair. I'll tell you what. If I roll at 20, it's going to be double. So you'll win 40 gold on that one.
Okay, I've got my 5 numbers.
Here we go. 9, 15, 11, and 14.
Negative
Any?
on all of them. Nope.
19.
Nope.
Okay. One more roll. 2, 4, 16, 11. Did I say 15? 15.
Nope. I lose.
Okay, last one. Here we go. Last one. You guys tell me if I rolled the number already. 7, 8. 13. Oh, you rolled a 20.
Hey, I got a 20. I do have a 20.
Okay, so you win 40 silver.
All right. So I went from 73 silver up to 113.
Yes.
Okay. I'm done gambling. I'm ahead.
All right. Anybody else?
I actually didn't want to duck in there. I'm gonna go try to give out the rest of my stuff, hopefully, and meet up with them.
Okay, you do.
As
Does
soon as
anybody else
they're
want
done.
to talk about their power in their tattoo? I think Twigs. Will you console the dying? Well, we can talk about the tattoos later. Right now, they're still going to work for this adventure, but you have to do a service to keep it going. And I think most of you, Quillis, did you get in on the tattoo, Quillis?
I was not there that session.
You're not there, so we have to think about the new tattoo and also Tyryan. If you're ready for that, I'm pretty sure Twigs and Emma have to do a service to get their tattoo powered up.
Yon.
Yan, but he's not here today. Okay, so you enter the house of the Castadadis. They're moneylenders. They have some political power in town. They're in charge of some of the businesses, and they're known to be shrewd business people. Fair, but not without their questionable methods. Say. You heard one of them collects fingers. Another one likes to gamble.
By the way, before we meet them, can I cast my disguise self spell?
You can. And what do you want to be disguised as?
Little old lady, human.
You do? Hunched over?
Yep.
What color clothes?
Drab, brown, poor, gray,
Okay.
moth-eaten.
Hyphy hands you a piece of bread.
Exactly. And a pear. Here you go. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, and I'll just be in the back during negotiations.
Anybody else?
Before we left or on the way, I wanted to cast the continual flame on the back of my spell book. And then when it's closed, I can put it in its like holster pouch area. And it can create a light, but then if I cover it with my coat, then it will be dark. So I can have a portable like torch on me. And then there's also an intimidation factor whenever I pull out my spell book and it's, on fire.
Very nice.
And it does not create heat or use oxygen. So it can be covered, smothered, and until I dispel it without concentration, it stays there forever.
Very good. You do, and it lights up, and you can cover it and cover the light up. And I'll let you choose the actual color of the light if you want.
Ooh.
It could be sunlight. It could be a regular light bulb. It could be like a purple light or a red light or something. It's still going to give you bright light, but you can choose a color. No pressure. 3, 2, 1.
Purple. It's got to be purple.
Purple light in the back of your spell book and a continual flame. Does it have like the flames coming up?
Yeah. No, it looks and acts like a torch flame.
You do. Very good. Anybody else before we set off? Do you want to set off in the morning, noon, or evening?
Evening.
As for walking, though, I'm kind of talking and to everybody asking who's going to run point on this, because I'm not having feelings one way or the other, and I know that that Tyryan had some specific ideas. So you had said you were going to head to the back, but I wondered if maybe you would consider being involved since you had a particular vision for how we could help him move forward.
Let's hear Tyryan's business plan.
Well, I wanted to see if these people that Hobblefoot owes money to are open to negotiations and seeing if we could perhaps do some jobs for them that would not only A, erase his debt, but B, earn us some extra coin on top of that.
Right. That's fair. That might work. The man, of course, says, well, got to be careful when you say you're going to do a service for the Castadadi, because if you don't do it, then, people show up missing.
And if it's to make people show up missing, we'd probably want to know a little more about that before just volunteering to do it, right?
That's right. They're in there.
Okay.
But for now, I'm content to stay in the back, disguised as a human, to listen to. I don't want to be the party leader at this point as far as negotiations.
I'm not necessarily feeling the negotiation, so I can talk, but I think some of the others of you have specific ideas that are better suited for the negotiation.
What are your thoughts on it, Hyphy?
Roll my what?
Your thoughts on no, I said, what were your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts. Well, I mean, we really have two, in my opinion, and I like what Tyryan just said about maybe offering to maybe a payment plan, right, to help by working some of it off for him. But earlier I had the clear idea that either we were going to offer that they own half of it and help Hobblefoot though I don't know that that's going to go well, or that we own half of it with Hobblefoot. And that seems like maybe the better plan. And I thought that that's what Tyryan had in mind.
Whatever gets us into negotiations, I'm fine with. It's just a matter of getting our foot in the door.
Well, but what do we want from the whole thing? What do we want to come out of it? Do we want to be bar owners, or do we want to help Hobblefoot this one time and then get out? Because we have other things that we need to be doing too. The dragon. That's where I'm hoping we'll head in the near future, as soon as we can figure out more about where that dragon is.
That's fine.
She's got Ray's dad. So, I mean, do we want to pass off Hobblefoot, or do we want to offer to go into business with him? What do you think?
Well, if there's more pressing matters as far as rescuing someone, well, that would probably take priority.
I thought our job was being adventurers, so we don't want to have something that roots us down, right?
I'm concerned about that too. Yeah.
Twix is not into bar ownership. Emma might like it for the ale.
I'm not either. She's already got an unending supply at some of the pubs around anyway. For being a hit point.
Because she's a hit point queen, technically.
Yeah, if there's no long-term wealth here, then yeah, let's move along, I think, at this point.
So
I would say we could go on an adventure, get a bunch of gold, pay off his debt just to help him, and then we could just earn his respect and always have a home at the Misty Foot Tavern, essentially.
Okay, so we're looking for terms and to kind of stretch it out maybe over a year's time. Repayment.
Yeah, we're trying to negotiate for him, not take on the debt.
Correct. Okay, sounds good to me too.
Okay, so you
and
venture
Quillis
out.
Is about to say something. Sorry.
Quillis, yes, go ahead.
no, y'all said it. I'm good.
You venture out to meet the Castadaddis, and they have like a mansion just outside of town. And outside, they have a few people waiting, like guards, like guard servants, and they're there at the door. There's some humans wearing a half plate. They have some weapons, and it's a big, huge wooden mansion, three stories, and you're at the entrance, and there's 3 guards there, 3 human guards.
Okay. Another thing that I would have asked everybody is who's got the highest charisma?
Well, I mean, the manager is with this point, I thought.
Okay.
Yes, the manager is there.
That's how we're getting in.
Right. But as far as doing the negotiation, I can give anybody guidance, but my charisma is not that great.
You're not gonna knock over the place?
We're casing it right now.
I'm just thinking maybe a better spokesperson than me. I don't seem to do all that well. People feel a little bit put off by my hands on the hips, 3 foot tall, kind of snotty personality.
If you go in there riding on the back of the pony, then you're taller.
Okay. Who wants to talk, guys? Because I think I'm a mistake, but I can give guidance a +4 to anybody else. Who wants to talk?
Everybody right now make a perception check. And tell me what you get.
What's that, D20, right?
Yeah, and then you add your wisdom.
Okay.
7.
16.
6.
And there's a few people that are proficient. One of them is Ray. Roll for Ray.
17.
She got a
I got
natural
a
19
6.
plus her.
Ray's looking up at one of the windows up in the upper stairs. Anybody else? Who had the highest?
Ray did. She's got a 19 plus, I think +6. So I actually had a 17 total. So she's got like a 20.
So Hyphen and Ray did the highest, right? So you guys both actually see in the 3rd level a dark figure looking down through the window. And I guess it's midday because you didn't say so. It's nice and bright outside, and there's like a dark figure. You can't tell what the race, but dark figure with beady eyes looking through a window down at you guys. And Ray senses evil.
There's no obsidian tower right around here, is there?
No.
Okay. All right. So
You mean like this in the Swamp of Sorrows, the Dragon's Tower?
yeah, exactly. We didn't
No,
stumble onto that somehow.
That's a long way away.
Okay.
Manticore says, "We have business with the boss." And the guards move aside. The Manticore says, "Come this way." And he enters the mansion. You notice nice rugs, colored rugs, both on the floor and also against the walls. There was some art paintings, and you meet a gentleman. He has a blue robe with golden arcane symbols. He's a human, middle-aged. He has a monocle, a golden monocle like this. He's looking at some diamonds, looking at some gems. Just come in. What can I do for you? And then the Manticore says, "Boss, wasn't able to collect the debt that these nice people want to discuss it." And the Manticore is a simple man. He's not so intelligent. He knows what he's supposed to do. So he's not going to be able to negotiate for you, but he just kind of introduces you like they want to talk to you.
Sure.
Hands him the paperwork. It says 8,200, 8,250. I see. Yes, this could be a problem. Does the dwarf not have money? You know, I've been known to take fingers. Not that I want to, just it sends the right message that these things need to be paid. It's fair, yes?
It's your business practice. We're not going to tell you how to run your business. But he can serve less beer and less ale with fewer fingers. So maybe there's a better way.
True. Well, if he has less fingers, then people will think, well, maybe he better not cross me again. Or cross us.
But you still don't get your money. So I don't know. Maybe there's another way. And I'm looking around at everybody, trying to remember who seems to do the best in groups and in
Anybody want to speak up?
Remembering that my buddy Twigs was able to persuade people, and I kind of nudge him a little bit forward.
I'll let you roll your D4 now.
For advantage?
Twigs only has a 12 charisma, though.
Oh, I didn't know that. You did so well with Alcad. You know what? It doesn't matter. If nobody's stepping forward, I'll keep talking, but I am looking around, like pleading with everybody to step forward. I can guide myself, though, too. So that works.
Want to do that? Anybody? Who has a high charisma?
Emma has a 12 and Twigs has a 12.
I've got a 13. But I prefer to be discreet.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean you won't negotiate?
But what's Alcad's charisma or Hyphy's?
Alcad's kicking back.
Yeah, I'm not
Quillis.
keen for Alcad, but what about Quillis?
Quillis has a
you
10.
guys. You guys have low charisma, man. I'm gonna hit you guys.
All right,
like
I'm
this
talking.
stuff.
I'm talking, and I'm guiding
What's
myself.
Hyphy's charisma?
I'm a 14 plus the guidance, whatever that might be, 1 to 4.
You get a telepathic message from Ray, the unicorn, under the dirty blanket, and she says, "Well, maybe I can talk."
That isn't Ray just tell Hyphy what to tell him, and then she just tells him.
Well, I have some ideas, but it's really about the presentation of it that's important. But I don't want them to know that she's a unicorn either. So
There's no way they're gonna know she's using telepathy. They don't know that she has.
Actually, I will let Ray help you. With like an aid, with taking their turn to help you negotiate.
Okay.
So roll a D4.
So like advantage kind of thing? Because I can't take advantage and guidance. I can only take one.
Oh, Well, she'll still help a little bit. We'll see. Roll
Okay.
a d4.
All right. I got a 1. Woohoo.
Here we go again. A natural 1. Oh,
No,
now you
no,
know.
no. I got a 1 for the advantage. Am I
Oh,
rolling
okay.
for persuasion?
I'm gonna add raised advantage to that. Here we go.
So am I rolling
3.
persuasion?
I gave 3, so that's now you're gonna get +4. Okay.
Okay.
So Ray's gonna
yeah.
support you. More support.
Great.
Okay. The first thing, his nickname is Grievous. The first thing Grievous says is, "What kind of blanket is that? That just looks familiar. You know, is that blanket for sale on your horse there?"
It's actually not. I'm using it to try to treat this young horse. She's got a really bad fungal infection. I think some of it has kind of worked its way into the blanket too. So I definitely wouldn't touch it. Maybe if you really like it down the road, I can wash it. But for now, she's got a pretty nasty fungal thing going on.
What?
So
What kind of fungus? What kind of fungal infection is it?
It's like 3 different fungal infections combined. That's why it's so nasty. It's like one responds to one treatment, like I have this unguent, and I just start going on, and one responds to something else, and I have this little spray that I use. I have to mess with it 3, 4, 5 times a day, and it's just not responding, and it kind of stinks. Do you want to smell it? I mean, it's kind of gross. I can. Why? Are you good with fungi? Are you good with fungal infections?
You're gonna have to make a persuasion check now.
I'm trying to persuade him to leave her alone, is what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to persuade him that she's disgusting and he doesn't want anything to do with the blanket or the little horse. And so I rolled a natural 15. I don't have persuasion advantage, so I guess that would be +2. So that's a 17. Plus my +4 is if I'm taking advantage on that. So that would be 21.
He says, "Listen, I understand, but you don't want to deny me things if you owe me money."
No, I have an idea for you though. You have a beautiful place here. You clearly don't make bad decisions. We have a deal to offer you, and will you at least hear me out?
Might I interject on one minor point?
Go ahead, Quillis.
We do not owe you money. We planned on negotiating on behalf of the bar owner potentially, but we had no intention, nor are we going to assume that debt. So,
agreed.
Point of order, because your phrasing said that we owed you money, wanted to make sure that this was known.
Thank you, Quillis. Well spoken. True.
You
We're
are
here to
you
try
are
to
a
help
wizard.
people.
You are a wizard, yes.
Yes.
I've dabbled with some magic in my day, you know, and I never mastered it. I always had the inclination, I think, for magic, for wizardry, but it just so happens that my talents were put elsewhere. I wish I started as a child and I never continued. And I wish I had time and the right mentor, the right teacher to do that. I'll tell you what, if you teach me some of your wizardry, we can take that as a down payment. Of course, it will take time. Maybe it probably take at least a few weeks to train him. He is inclined to wizardry to magic, but he's like an NPC, not a player character. So he'll learn like different, basic spells probably. Mm-hmm. But you would have to agree to it and set the time and effort to do that. So what do you say?
Well, I mean, I'm happy to teach. I'm just not sure that this is. I don't have any vested interest in this barkeep. I'm not sure if I want to spend weeks of my life on creating a down payment for this other person. If there's anything else that you would like to trade for it, for my
First, first I
mentorship.
mentioned the blanket. Then I mentioned your training, and this is the second time you denied me. Is this right? Is this correct?
No, I never denied you. I just said it is not my vested interest to help this barkeep.
You must understand that wizardry is rare. Yes.
Of course.
So why is it that you think you're so special that you can keep your spells to yourself and not train and not help others learn the ways of magic? Why is that?
That's not what I think at all. I just don't think that I want to exchange it because it is so rare, because I've spent years of my life perfecting this. Exchange it for this other random person that I've met twice, once, I don't know. I'm happy to exchange it for my own benefit. And
I agree. Plus, didn't the Manticore bring back a 300, 400, 500 gold piece item that was supposed to be a down payment?
The golden heirloom
Mm-hmm. And this
from
is
Hubble
rare.
He took the golden heirloom. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay. The Manticore lays down on the table a golden heirloom, and Grievous grabs it. Grievous Castadaddi grabs it. He looks at it. He uses his monocle. He bites onto it. He sees it's a nice hunk of gold that has some writings on it. Maybe like a centerpiece or something. He goes, well, this is worth a few hundred gold, but not even 1/10 of what I'm owed. So I'm gonna take this just so I don't have to, to hurt anybody today. But still, it's not a proper down payment. And he takes it.
We
I have-
appreciate
You deny me a rug I can put on my wall. That would mean something.
I have a proposition.
Yes, go ahead.
There are spells that you have heard of before, obviously. There was one of
Yes.
my own creation.
Yes.
It is a lower level spell, but can be used quite effectively, especially for people in your realm of the world. Would you please focus on, and then I take out a coin,
Okay.
and then, is this room well lit?
It is.
Okay. So I'll hold the coin between my two fingers like this. I think I have a coin somewhere. So I'll hold it like this so that it's like shining.
Mhm.
And then I'll say, focus on the coin for as long as you can. And I'll cast Lyman Flicker on him.
You do. And does he get a saving throw?
I believe so.
It's the wisdom.
Yeah.
And
Wisdom.
what are you trying to do so I know?
This is just the distracting spell. So I'm gonna let him have time to focus on the coin, and then when I cast the spell, he'll just not be able to focus on the coin anymore.
Right. And is that supposed to deter him from what he wanted to say, or is that supposed to throw him off guard, or what?
Oh no, this is just showing him what the spell can do. So
Oh, I see.
wholly
Okay.
and utterly just focusing on the coin and then not being able to.
Well, in that case, he does it. He does. He does see the magic in that. He does kind of his eyes kind of cross. He goes, "So you're saying you're gonna teach me this spell?"
That I can do.
Okay, I have a counter offer. You're a wizard. I've heard. I do some of my own investigations and some of my own research. I've heard there's just recently, not recently, but let's say in the last few years, some of the wizards have uncovered these, I don't know what you call ancient spells from the epic long past that have been recovered from a time when the wizards were and their power were absolute. Do you know of these magics?
I believe I know of one, but not of an assortment.
If you can provide one of those spells on a scroll, and also teach me, that's a cantrip, right?
Mhm.
Liquor.
Yeah.
Also teach me, let's say we'll start with some cantrips. Then I'd say you have a deal. Now, this is payment in arcane, in magic.
So
And he's interested. You know, you look around and he has these really expensive things in his room. And you figure he's probably loaded. And they, according to what you heard, they own like businesses and property and in town. And they're not really in need of gold per se, but this one's looking at, you know, magic as payment. So he's interested in you. He sees you're a goat king. He looks at you like you're some kind of rare jewel, you know. Said no to the blanket. Can you provide a scroll of one of these ancient spells? And also teach me some of your cantrips, not just one, maybe 2 or 3. And I'd be willing to settle this today. Anybody else have any thoughts on that? Can chime in. And you can go ahead if nobody's chime in.
would I be able to convert one of my spells from my spell book onto a scroll?
Yes, it just costs money. And he says, listen, I have the materials. He has like fine vellums and the inks to do that. So it won't cost. That won't cost because he has it. And all you'll have to do basically is write your write the scroll from your spell book, and it basically creates a scroll.
Okay.
There's a success roll like a D20, but other than that, you know, you can do it.
All right.
You agree?
And this was in exchange for settling this guy's debt?
Yes. Teach me 3 cantrips. So in other words, start my my arcane schooling, and provide one scroll of one of these ancient spells that you probably, I guess you do have one, like you need, and I'll settle the debt.
So you're trading magic knowledge for 82.50 gold pieces, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can provide.
This is all on Quillis.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a fan of shared knowledge, so I have no trouble giving him these.
You don't have to explain to me. You took the burden on yourself, essentially.
He says, we must do this now. He says, if you can start your scroll here,
all right,
we can start this now. And he snaps his hands and says, refreshments for everybody. And the maid comes in and brings drinks and food. And you guys are while we wait for Quillis to write the scroll, to make the scroll, can you roll a D20 for us?
And Emerald,
which spell?
Emerald Flame was the ancient magic that I had, right?
Yes.
Or were there others that I know that I have?
I don't think there's arcane repeating missile. There's that.
Okay.
And everything else I think is new stuff.
Okay.
Is he gonna know the difference? Like if you give him something less powerful? Yeah.
He doesn't know nothing.
I don't
Do you
think
want
he
to try
knows
to? Do you want
either.
to try to trick him? Do you want to try to trick him?
I'm not suggesting that.
But this spell isn't necessarily that powerful. Like it's not powerful enough to warrant, like trying to trick him. To me,
right.
like it is definitely a powerful spell, but it's within the boundaries of the second level spell.
And
Okay.
couldn't Alcad help also? I mean, why is this all on Quillis?
Alcad. Well, do you want to bring Alcad in? You know, this is, you know, you guys remember
Always
Alcad?
dangerous. Yeah, that's always dangerous.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Maybe
I'm
we could
okay with
sit
that
him
one.
in a corner writing one of the cantrips. First it was one cantrip, then it was two cantrips, then it was up to three cantrips. Is there some, maybe you could negotiate back to two, or?
I'm
He-
fine.
he
I have 3
understands
cantrips.
negotiation.
I think we decided Alcad was a blundering idiot. Seeing that he let his whole library fall to bookworms, and he had a demon that was released, and you wanted him to talk for you.
No, no, no thanks.
Not talk, just help out with the spell donation.
I rolled a 9 on my d20.
Alcad says, "I am available to support this if you need help." He says, like that. Nine,
so-
that's enough. Okay.
3 cantrips and 1 first level spell. Is that what I heard?
No.
This one's a second level spell, but it is a specific kind of spell.
Spell on the scroll. It's an ancient arcane spell.
Mhm.
Homebrew.
No, to forgive the debt. What is
Right.
he trading for the debt?
3 cantrips and that spell.
But
on a
the
scroll.
cantrips, you have to teach him the ways
Yep.
of wizardry.
We only have time for you to teach him two. Do you agree?
Oh, is time? Do you have a problem with time? You have to go somewhere? No.
We always have a problem with time. We're busy. We have a lot to do. You know,
We're
collecting
trying to get to
mistletoe.
20th level. I don't know if you.
Okay, you rolled a 9. You begin to write the scroll.
Yeah, y'all are
Smoke.
just arguing about the number of cantrips, and I'm just writing in a corner
Smoke
after having
comes-
already said sure.
Smoke comes from the feather with the ink, and you write the arcane symbols, and you start writing the spell out, and you're creating your first scroll, and it costs it costs 100 gold plus 200 for a second level spell, and you roll a 9,
Mhm.
and you're gonna add your proficiency to that, your spell modifier, which is
Okay.
a +7. So you
7.
I can
technically
offer him
rolled a
advantage.
technically rolled a 15.
I can offer him advantage.
No
You
need.
give guidance.
Yeah, that's
He,
what, I mean, that's what I'm sorry. That's what I mean, guidance. I have a D4.
Oh,
in my
okay.
hand.
Well, we'll roll your d4.
Okay, you can have another one. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay,
16.
so you type 16. Okay, so that's definitely enough. You write the scroll out, and he's like right when he looks at you doing it, he goes, "Wow, you are a powerful wizard." You know.
While the book is on fire next to me.
Yes, that's another.
I'm copying from it.
Can you teach me? He goes, "Can you teach me that spell also?"
Not for free.
Not
Right,
today.
right. Okay, well, he starts rolling up this. You finish the scroll. You put your little John Hancock down there, and you start rolling it up. He says, "So listen, I'm expecting you to come by every Sunday morning to my courtyard until this is complete, until you train me. Do you agree to that?"
Hmm.
If we're out of town, go ahead.
And
Sorry.
I will leave your dwarf alone in his tavern, and the debt will be settled.
Until he borrows money again like an idiot.
Arcane
gonna-
knowledge is best learned in not spread out in very condensed sessions, and it takes time for it to set in, but the actual learning of it is best done much more condensed than once a week.
So I'll leave it up to you to be the teacher, and I will be your humble student. How's that sound?
Very well.
But you must agree to teach me the ways of magic. Yes?
Sounds like you got an apprentice.
3 cantrips.
Oh.
About how many hours total do you think it will take to teach him these cantrips?
I'm assuming it would take at least a few weeks. just a minute. We can talk about it. We can roll some dice, but it won't be hours. It would be, arcane study is serious stuff.
Right.
But he's willing to put the time if you are. So it's up to you, really.
Yeah, sure. If they wanted to do something while I taught this guy magic.
Sure. I pull out the bloody scroll that loan was written on, and I hand it to Quillis and say, ask him if they'll write, will be paid in full by this, and this.
Right. Before we start teaching.
The bloody
It's a
scroll.
good idea.
The blood of the manicore that.
No, that's one of
on the
our
scroll?
party members' blood, not your manicore's blood.
Oh, what are
We
you gonna
got
do with the
bloodied
scroll?
up too. Just take it back to Hobblefoot. So it's just insurance that
We'll
the
first
3
have him
cantrips
sign it.
doesn't
Yeah.
become 5, and yeah, I mean it's insurance for you too. That Quillis is going to do what he says he will.
Listen, I am a man of my word. Are you?
Well, but you made this scroll get signed to begin with. Of course, we're just asking you to do the right thing, so we feel good, you feel good.
He writes a letter saying that the dwarf will be dismissed of his debt with the exchange of arcane knowledge, teachings, and do you want to say the name of the scroll, the spell?
Sure. That was Emerald Flame.
Emerald Flame, with the Emerald Flame spell.
Okay, so first of all, let's just
So he
assume
writes it out. He writes it out and gives it to Hyphy.
Thank you, and I bow very low. Thank you very much.
he's probably
He
not
looks-
even a first level wizard.
He looks down over his desk. He goes and looks at you. He goes, tell me, dear, from what family do you come from?
I'm actually from far away. I actually haven't been here very long. But I don't have that many friends because I wear this funky, this mask over my face, over my eyes, because I follow Bervin Wild Wanderer. Do you know of him? He's a raccoon god. I like him very much.
Not especially. But what's the house, the name of your family? Maybe I've heard of it.
The house, the name of my family. Sorry, she's fumbling a little bit, turning her head, like cocking it to the side just a little bit.
You have
like
a backstory,
wondering
don't you?
why he might. I do, of course I do, and I have 50,000 names.
Hyphy, you were adopted by the Silver Sister family.
I wish. I love the 7 sisters, the silver
Servant sisters and
the servant sisters.
the matriarch queen. The matriarch queen of the servant sisters. Well, that's a local family. I'm thinking something more obscure, something far away from a distant land where you come from.
Willispool Iqui, which not many people can say, admittedly, but I'm from through many forests and across many oceans. I'm from far away.
I see. Well, thank you for that. You can adjourn the meeting now. And if there's nothing else, he has a servant walk you out. He's expecting to see Quillis later on. I just set the time.
Oh, doesn't Hobblefoot get his heirloom back?
That was taken as a souvenir, basically. He has it now. And Hobblefoot didn't mind losing the heirloom. He just wanted to, he wanted his debt to be settled.
Okay, so basically we're going to go back to Hobblefoot and report what we did for him.
As the servant ushers you out, you go down a different hallway than you entered, and then you notice on the left side, like a banner on the wall. You know where you greet when you meet people. He kind of took you guys the back way because the Manicore, he knows the back way. But now you're going out the front way, and you see a banner, and on the banner it has a green flag and a black claw with one finger missing. And then
Oh
the bottom,
no!
and the bottom,
Oh no!
and the
So
smoke.
before we get too far away, I'm gonna turn around and take one manticore, because I have 3, one manticore tooth out of my pocket and say, I found this on the floor. I'm really sorry. And I hand him his tooth back. Not all of them, just one.
He goes, oh, his tooth.
His tooth.
He goes, oh. He tries to put it back in.
I'm sorry. And then I turn to leave.
Okay. As you exit, you go out. As you're walking down the road towards town, you hear something behind you. A flurry of arrows.
I cast shield on myself
Okay, let me see.
as a reaction.
Let me see who I'm gonna hit. Now, this is not right when you left the house. This is on the way back to town, so you don't know who it is. I'm rolling for 5 arrows.
He just came out of nowhere.
Exactly. D10s. Here we go. Matilda, Ray, 2 for Ray. Matilda, Ray. I gotta roll this one over. Hyphy and Tyryan. Matilda, Ray, Hyphy, Tyryan. Okay, here we go.
Well, I have a chance to cast Blade Ward.
Is it a reaction spell? I don't think so.
No, it's a 1 action self. Takes 1 round.
Okay, I have a +6, and Matilda has armor class 13. Miss, okay, and then Ray, armor class 15, got +6. Hit twice. Here we go. Damage is gonna be a D6, a D8. 2 damage, and then as the arrow hits the dirty blanket and punctures, actually both arrows puncture the dirty blanket, you see like an ooze on the arrows. And you guys know from toxicology scale, it's poisonous. And we're gonna add some poison damage. Here we go.
I think unicorns are immune to poison.
Yeah, she is. She has.
Damage.
Took 4 points of damage from the arrows.
I'm gonna see here. Well, the arrow itself was 2, but I was gonna add the poison damage. Hang on a second. I haven't added my dexterity either. Of course, unicorns are immune to poison, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Immunities, poison. Okay, well, it dealt 12 poison damage, which is immune to, and then it's +4 damage for the arrow. So she takes 6 from the arrow. They missed Matilda. Down to 18, immune to the poison, down to 18 hit points. And let's roll Tyryan and then Hyphy. Here we go. Tyryan armor class, 15. Are you 17 or 15 armor class?
15.
Okay, I got +6. I need 9 or higher. Hit 11. Damage for 2 + 4 is 6 for the arrow, and then it's 2d8 poison damage. Only 3 poison damage, so total is 9 damage, down to 20.
Yep.
And then Hyphy. Here we go. Can I get a natural 20?
Oh, thanks. That's not what you're trying for, are you?
6. 12. You just look at the last moment you dodge, the arrow goes right over your shoulder. You look back at just for a moment, you see a peak of a figure between 2 mounds, between 2 earthen mounds, and you feel like it's like a familiar feeling. And
How far away is this?
They were longbows, so they were like, honestly, they were like probably 200 yards away, and you don't see the people. They're totally gone. But do you think maybe they came between these two mounds? And
200 yards. 200 yards.
yeah, I don't know about 150,
Feet.
300.
Through feet.
The yards are feet. 150, 300. What is that?
All
Yards are
feet. It's in feet.
Okay, so are you sure?
Yeah, it's all
So
feet.
it's
Yeah.
200 feet. So it's 200 feet.
200 feet. So I
And
think
hang on,
you're
hang
at
on.
disadvantage because of long range.
Yeah, but I was well. Okay, so on the arrows on the feather shaft, I think you
Yeah.
notice that they're specially crafted arrows. You recognize these arrows. It's a familiar color and
Let me guess.
fashion.
Green and black, and there's a handprint, claw print, and it's missing a finger. Am I somewhere right?
No,
Okay.
they're
Just wait, before you continue, I just want to say the range on a longbow is 150 feet and 600. So anything over 150, you're at disadvantage on your rolls.
Yeah. We got that covered.
He doesn't
We got
care about
disadvantage. It's like more than 200 feet. They're away. You know how you like put the arrow up like this? And,
They got lucky with their volley.
It was just a volley of arrows firing
Yes.
blindly. Okay.
and make a insight check, Hyphy.
Can I send my familiar back there?
You can't. Your frog starts hopping.
Yeah, he takes a little side route so they don't look. They can't see him. He's a frog. He's being discreet about it.
13. I don't think I can take
You
guidance
recognize
on that. Yeah,
the
I can guide
colors,
myself.
the
15.
fashion of the arrows, the colors of the feathers. You recognize they're from your hometown family that you were
Oh
running
crap! Oh shit! You guys, I gave him my real name. We gotta run. Holy crap! And I look at Emma. Because I've been grooming Emma this whole time to be my friend. And I look at her and I say, please protect me. They want me. Shit.
You're running from something, darling?
I gave them my name.
What, do you have a bounty on your head?
Well, they kind of think I did something that I didn't do. I never would do that. I never, ever, ever would do that. I don't know how it carried this far. I have no
Okay, so
idea.
I assume we're all gonna get ready at this point.
We're gonna end here, but I wanted to give Hyphy just another moment to explain a little bit better for the party what may be happening.
Hyphy was
Hyphy.
for about
Sorry.
100 what? Hyphy for about 120 years worked for generation after generation of royal family, the Corridane family, and she basically trained all of their children, not in just the regular math and English and languages, not just those things, but we'd walk outside and wander and look at plants and why some plants grew in some places and others liked other places, and we talked to animals and we did all of these things. It was a wonderful time for the children, the royal children, to grow up that way, and it was a wonderful time for me. I had a special connection with someone who married into that royal family, and she brought me far away with her to teach her children and then future generations of her children. Unfortunately, and I studied all kinds of mushroom effects and things like that. And unfortunately, someone in the house decided that that I had too much pull and was too influential, and they wanted that influence for themselves. And they framed me and basically said that I poisoned one of the children. I was working on allergies. I never, ever, ever, ever would have done that. And now they want to take me back and put me to death. And that's why I came here. And I'm hoping that you'll help me. I've hopefully you've seen nothing but help from me, and hopefully you know enough about my character that I'm not going to do that, especially to a child. Please, will you help me?
Course, darling.
That's a wonderful backstory. Thank you.
Hey,
And we're gonna
Godric,
end- We're gonna end there. Go ahead, Quillis.
could I ask a question
Yeah.
real quick? Could I have an insight check
Yes, for what?
for Hyphy's speech?
Yes.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Rolling that 20, baby.
I did.
Good.
You
And
rolled the
you would
Do you
20?
want a picture of it? Not
Nice.
20.
I believe you.
You would find that every
Numbers
ounce
20.
of what she said and her tears were absolutely 100% real.
Genuine.
We have to
Genuine to a
roll
T.
perception.
Genuine like that emerald diamond that you have.
You have to roll perception against Hyphy's performance.
No.
Bring it on. Anybody who wants
only
to.
Quillis did. Quillis did.
It's an insight, which was wisdom.
Yeah, so what does that give you? 24?
Just 20.
And did you pick your third skill?
I did history.
Oh, okay. Good. I'll write it down.
Did my
Good
frog?
job, guys.
Did my frog
Go ahead,
locate?
Karen.
Did my frog locate the archers yet?
As your frog jumps down that way, the arches have either gone completely or have gotten farther away.
Okay, I'll just recall my familiar.
We're gonna end there. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next Sunday.
See you next